I've been a Minions fan since I was 12 and had to get surgery and came home from the hospital a little bit high on the anesthesia and watched the Minions movie and had perhaps one of the most spiritual experiences of my entire life. And fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, my friends and I decided to see the new Minions movie in theaters. And another thing that you have to understand about me is I have an affinity, and some might say an addiction, to buying and bonding with small little guys. So everybody say hi to my new slushy popcorn bucket, James the Minion. James has been adjusting pretty well to his new home, but I wanted to make sure that we were bonded for life and forever. And when I saw that he released his list of his 7 film inspirations, I knew that the way to become best friends for life was to watch them all together in one day and experience the full spectrum of emotion together and then be bonded for life. A couple challenges that I did not consider when I made this decision and this promise to my boy. A, Titanic at 5:30 in the morning is just as emotionally devastating as you would expect it to be. And B, I can't do basic math, and I thought that the total runtime was a lot shorter than it actually turned out to be. I cried at least 3 times, I had several breakdowns, a lot of sleep deprivation, so let's just say it was a challenge, for sure.
From monster movies to timeless Hollywood classics, James has spent a lifetime studying the films that inspired him.
James, you have a real gift for filmmaking.
The Titanic. James, are you excited? It's currently 5:26 a.m. I'm about to watch one of the most well-known sad movies. I'm gonna make it through. This is one of the ways to start the day, for sure. I first watched the Titanic when I was like 13 years old, and I was in that phase of tweendom where I thought the coolest thing in the world was to be unemotional and not cry at anything. And so I remember being very, very proud that I watched the entirety of the Titanic without crying. I was actually very excited to rewatch this movie and like let myself feel whatever came to me during the experience. I'm about an hour in. Quick PSA, there are some spoilers in this video for various movies. There will be timestamps. However, people have been telling me for many, many years that it's all my fault if I get spoiled for these movies because I should have seen them already. And so I hope that you also internalize that message so that I'm not the only one that had to feel stupid. It's 6:30 in the morning. The sun has risen. This is the only scene that I actually remembered from the movie when I watched it the first time, is when they're dancing down below deck. There's so many parts of this movie I didn't remember. The first 20 minutes are in the present day, and then you get to the Titanic, and the irony is like very, very heavy-handed. They're like, oh my god, the ship's never gonna sink. Oh my god, I'm so lucky to be on this ship. But they're having fun right now. I might be a little bit tired. Look at him. He's so excited. I'm learning all about his film influences. He's painting her like one of his French girls. James, I didn't know you were into stuff that was so scandalous. What do you have to say for yourself? It's just the human condition. I don't know if you're human, but it just hit 7 a.m. Wow, I don't even get up before 7 most days. And I'm already an hour and a half deep into the Titanic. It's kind of cool. The violinist really got me when they said it's been a pleasure playing with you tonight. I don't even know if I care about the love story anymore. It's more the like sheer volume of the loss of human life. I just looked at the camera and it's me crying, but I'm holding a minion. It looks so absurd. How are there 45 minutes left of this movie? It's really interesting how the first half is shot so differently, like the second half is a horror movie. There's this one scene at the end where the captain's in the room with the steering wheel and all of the water comes crashing through the glass at once. And all I can think about is how I'm gonna have to see that in my next nightmare. There's a movie on this list that's about like zombies or something, and I'm not gonna handle that well if I'm this scared during the Titanic. I just finished the Titanic. It's currently 8:45 a.m. The next movie is a bit of a tone shift. It's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's like the drummer, as in this is gonna be Whiplash. It is 8:54, 4 minutes into the Monty Python movie. I've put on my best approximation of a minion outfit, and by that I mean I put on the only pair of overalls that I own. We're matching twins, me and my boy. I'm so pressed for time that I'm trying to do my commentary on the commercial breaks. Wait. So in this clip, you'll see that I'm talking and then all of a sudden it goes completely silent. And this is what I learned during the beginning of my editing process, that this microphone has a little button on the bottom of it and it's a mute button. And that sometimes when you're clipping the microphone to the minion's head, it presses the mute button and then you lose large swaths of your commentary clips. The movie that I had the most issues with the mic muting was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And I think I have a theory that this is because they're trying to silence me, because everybody loves this movie and I watched it and I did not understand the hype at all. There's a whole conspiracy going on. They're at the final cast castle? Are they gonna find the Holy Grail? Who knows? Who cares, dare I say? What's confusing to me is I would consider myself the type of person that would like a movie like Monty Python, and so this is giving me like a weird identity crisis. I will admit that watching it right after the Titanic might not be the best way to take it for what it is, as like a funny, silly, goofy movie, but I couldn't handle that. I was getting so pissed off. So the quest brought them all the way back to the very first castle. Monty Python is like The Alchemist, but worse. Which is maybe a sentence that's never been said before. Jaws. I was struggling a little bit with Jaws because I had already watched 2 movies with very different tones, and Jaws was like a secret third thing. I really like Jaws. I think it's a great movie. I have, however, seen it several times and like studied it in class and stuff like that. And so I think I'm less invested just because I saw it sort of recently. There's a theme in these movies so far where people are just making like idiotic decisions over and over again, and I keep having to watch it happen, and I think it's like really starting to get to me. We're twinning. The barrel that's attached to the shark kind of looks like a minion. Okay, I had to take a quick detour. It is currently exactly 1 p.m. I have 30 minutes left to Jaws, which is the 3rd movie. I'm making good time, except when you remember that I kind of have to leave my apartment by 6:30, and I usually get back from that event at 11 p.m. and then I can't go to sleep until I'm done. It was during this time that I started to realize that I had completely messed up the math that I had done. I thought that the original runtime of all 7 movies together was 12 hours, which was very important because I figure I wake up at 5 a.m. and then I have an event that I have to leave for at 6:30 p.m. and yeah, it's tight, but at least I can get everything done in one go. And then I'm getting through the movies and I'm realizing, the time is moving and I'm not as far along as I would have expected to be. And then I recalculated and I learned that the runtime is 14 hours. And then I had to take an hour detour in the middle of the day. And let's just say this meant post-event, I had to watch a lot more than 0 movies. I'm at the best part of Jaws right now, in my humble opinion, which is when they have that conversation in the boat and I get all emotional every time. Stay tuned to watch me maybe cry once again. I'm getting a little bit delirious. I think that going out into this, feeling the sun on my face helped a lot, except that it was cloudy. But feeling the New York wildfire air, going outside helped, okay? Okay. I'm doing a lot better now. I forgot how gruesome, what's the word I'm looking for? This movie is, it's very visceral. The score is really good because I'm really scared. Gory, that's the word. It came to me when it was the plume of red blood. Is 1:37 p.m. I will admit, Jaws, near perfect movie. Forrest Gump, I am not excited for. I have avoided this movie for 23 years. I have a very convoluted understanding of what it's about. I know there's like a little kid and he runs, and then at the end he has a child that he didn't know about. And I don't know if I know anything in between. Watch now. 200 seconds of ads to get through. I've got 4 movies ahead of me. I'm a warrior. I've got my friend with me and we're bonding. Dude, my head hurts so much. I've been up for so long. Look at my boy. Hi, look at us. Let's get a new angle. This movie is so sad. I can't believe I had no idea that Forrest Gump was a Vietnam War movie. His best friend died in his arms. In the beginning of the movie, I was like, how are they gonna fill all of this time? And it turns out the answer is that it's just a Vietnam War movie. I didn't know that. This was not what I was prepared to watch, but that's okay. Life goes on. It's 2:47 p.m. I started at 5:30 this morning. I'm on movie number 4 out of 7. I'm gonna make it through. I'm really enjoying this movie. I'm having a blast, but every like 20 to 30 minutes, something happens that has like deeply staggering implications for the state of the world. He helped Elvis invent a new dance. He is the reason that Watergate got discovered. Over and over again, like these crazy things are happening. And now they're implying he founded Bubba Gump Shrimp by being the only boat left standing after a hurricane. This movie is crazy. I had no idea this is what Forrest Gump was.
Are you telling me you're the owner of the Bubba Gump Shrimp Corporation? Yes.
Dude, this old man is me. This is how I feel watching this entire movie. He's just running back and forth across the whole country. Kinda awesome. Art is so beautiful. They found their way back to each other, but they didn't have a lot of time. First person to cry with their minion slushy bucket twice in one day, perhaps. It's so cool that humans get to relate to each other and care about each other. It's so cool to care about people, even if only for a little bit. Thanks for sharing the movie with me, buddy. This is so stupid. Okay, I have like 5 minutes left. I have to get through it. What I'm worried about is I feel like I just lived a whole life and now I have to watch 3 more movies. I have to watch a zombie movie. I'm scared of zombies. Oh, the birds for Jenny. Oh my god, I forgot I was wearing mascara.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, no time to dwell. On to the next one. Night of the Living Dead. This is really bad for me because one thing that you have to understand is that I'm a very nightmare prone person, and now I have to watch 2 horror movies back to back, and I try to avoid them because my dreams are already really scary without consumption of horror content, and so I'm a little fearful of what's gonna happen tonight, but I'm doing it for James. For my boy. We're bonding. I'm starting Night of the Living Dead. It is 4:30 p.m. I've officially been at this for 11 hours. And I still have 3 movies left, which is crazy because I originally thought this was a 12-hour challenge. But it goes on and on and on and on, and maybe it never ends. It has to, right? The last 3 movies are way shorter, so I'm hopeful. I feel like I got all the really difficult stuff out of the way. I'm just worried about the fact that I'm busy from like 6 to 11 p.m. It's gonna make the challenge a little bit more difficult. I'll admit it. If I can get through this movie and then maybe half of the next movie, and then I'll only have 1.5 movies left when I get home at 11 p.m. I'm a warrior. James! Forrest Gump was like the unexpected best part of this day. I haven't gotten that emotional from a movie in a very, very long time, and I really appreciated that. So thank you, James. As I've been editing, I've really been grappling with the idea that maybe it's a little deeply embarrassing to be crying on camera, but I think watching all of these movies and not letting myself show that they evoke emotion, which is the point of art, like what would the point of any of it be? So congratulations, you get to watch me cry into a camera. It has like crazy dramatic lighting, so I'm gonna be making an attempt at something fun. Ooh, evil James. My cottage cheese snack even looks crazy. It's like the giant orange slime from the movie, James. So far, I'm deeply uncompelled, but I'm also not a horror person. Maybe I'm expecting to like something that I already know I don't like, but I'm perpetually the optimist. We shall see. The characters have barely had any dialogue. It's kind of just this girl screaming and running so far, which is such an intense shift from like the very intense emotional Forrest Gump. So I'm having, say it with me again, kids, whiplash. This is an emotional roller coaster to say the least. It's 5:30 p.m., which is about 12 hours after I officially started. By the time I got to the 5th movie, The Night of the Living Dead, I was freaking out a bit. The timeline was sort of deteriorating in front of my eyes. I was getting really sleepy because I'd already been up for 12 plus hours. It's crazy that the movie I'm falling asleep during is the like scary zombie movie. My current running theory is that the red light made me feel like a lizard, and then my brain was like, well, that means it's nap time. But I just have to push through. I'm more excited about the next one. It's just that some of the movies were so long. I'm gonna turn the red light off. I'm gonna have a second wind. I went to my event, it was fun, got to hang out with my friends, I got a donut for my troubles, and then I watched perhaps one of the strangest movies I've ever seen. Since Phantasm is more of a niche movie, I wanted to be able to give you a little bit of a synopsis so that you understand what I'm talking about, but I'm actually not sure that I'm capable of that synopsis. Let's just say people in the town start dying, and this little kid tries to investigate. Evil guy's name is Tall Man, and he's the town mortician. And then everything else is a little bit really difficult to comprehend. Okay, I was stressed out and rooting for the little kid, and now he's being like a genuine idiot, and I almost feel like he has it coming now, which is making it less stressful because now I'm like less worried about if he's gonna die or not, which sounds a little bit morbid, I know. Dude, it's 11:53 and I'm 30 minutes into the second to last movie. Okay, I have to shut up. I have to get back to watching this before I've been doing this for 24 hours. It's officially midnight. by himself at like 12 years old. He breaks into the funeral home that the evil guy works at and like thinks everything's gonna be fine, and then of course everything isn't fine. I was gonna say that it was me and my leftover loaded fry mush against the world, and then I had 2 bites, and then the movie suddenly got exceptionally gory and gross. I've lost all my appetite very rapidly. I'm really nauseous already, and there's been like 2 little gore scenes. If I am gonna watch a scary movie, I'm not watching it alone, and usually someone can like be there to tell me when to cover and uncover my eyes, but I had to like do it by myself this time and guess. I also feel like a bad person because I forgot to cover his eyes too, although I guess he likes these movies, he's recommending them, but it's common courtesy to be like, I'm sorry James, although maybe you're into that kind of thing. Maybe he's a freak. And do you want to know what they do in the middle of the night on the dark windy road? Make a U-turn, and they go back in and they investigate the car that was chasing them. I'm getting incredibly peeved. Okay, it's 12:52 a.m. I just finished Phantasm. A, every character just kept doing idiotic things over and over again. B, it was a dream, but then it wasn't a dream. And C, none of the monsters quite make any sense. But the actual tragedy of this movie is that the main villain was a tall evil guy, and I wasn't attracted to him at all. That was the hope, that was the dream. Dream shattered, heart broken. 1 more movie to go. I am a warrior. I'm so strong. I'm gonna freak out. With about 1 movie to go, I'm absolutely delirious. It's past midnight. I've been up since 5:30 in the morning. I am not handling it well, but I think at this point I have to get through. I have to finish. My boy and I are bonding, and I cannot let him down. It should be like the most hype movie of all of them. It's Jackie Chan. It's a karate movie. It's 12:55 a.m. and there's 8 scheduled commercial breaks in this movie. Wow. The fact that I'm falling asleep to what is essentially just very intense loud punching sound effects over and over again is a testament to how genuinely exhausted I am. I know like the very basic premise of this movie, but I feel like I'm not following who the characters are besides that. I'm so close to the end now. I can't give up an hour out. That would be so devastating. I'm so delirious that I was 30 seconds into ads before I realized I wasn't still watching the movie. I'm at 43 minutes. I can do this. It's 1:51 a.m. The only thing I think that's gonna get me through the last 40 minutes is the secret evil strat, which I haven't employed this entire challenge yet. The split screen with solitaire. I know, I'm sorry, I'm an iPad baby. I feel like this is the most innocuous way to be an iPad baby. Currently 2:21 a.m. The final fight scene. Okay, I think the main guy won. I'm sure that I have thoughts. There's gotta be something interesting and analyzing going on up there. It's 2:43 a.m. and that might be a tomorrow or a today or after I sleep problem. We did it! No one thought it could be done. As I reflect back on all these movies that my boy James and I watched together, I think the biggest theme that sort of ties them all together for me is that a lot of the impetus for a lot of these movies is people making sort of silly, impulsive, stupid decisions and then having to deal with the consequences of their own actions, which was sort of, dare I say, the plot of the new Minions movie. So now we understand why James had such an attachment to them. It's okay, buddy, we still love you. I think I experienced the full spectrum of human emotion in less than 24 hours. It isn't that something to live for. Good night.